Limburg, the Belgian province of Limburg.
Yes,
So,
yes.
But we often
this is
drove
our
to
guide.
Eindhoven to shop when we
Going
didn't
to
find the
the
goods
city.
we wanted to have. Yeah. But I've lived here for 21 years. How has your trip been so far?
Very good.
Yeah?
Very
You've been on the ferry
good.
yesterday?
Yes.
So I'm
That
going
is
to
our
show you
guide.
Copenhagen and
Yeah.
tell you about the Danes.
The Danes,
This
yeah.
is a Protestant country. I mean, they are Christian, but they have a culture of keep it simple. Nobody is important. Nobody. But everybody is okay. Nobody is important. Nobody should
Yeah,
say,
this is
I'm
our
Mr. Doctor,
guy.
Doctor, 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 Doctor. So
Yeah.
what? I'm Mr. Carpenter, Carpenter, Carpenter. Everybody's
okay.
fine. Everybody is like a little wheel in a machine. Everybody is important. If you don't do your job the way it's supposed to be done, then people will feel it. Other people will feel
Yeah.
it. So that's why everybody is important.
Yeah, okay.
So we will have several stops on our tour. We will go to the Royal Palace, and then we will have a stop at the Little Mermaid. Because Hans Christian Andersen, he was born here. Yeah, the fairy tale writer. On your left-hand side is the town hall. It's open. It's Saturday, but until 4 o'clock or perhaps just afternoon, 1 or 2, depending on how many people that marry on a Saturday. You can go inside. There is a beautiful hall inside. Yeah. Okay, you're married already. Yeah. In front of the in front of the town hall. Yeah. In front of the town hall, there's the town hall
They
square, and
explain
that's where a
the-
pedestrian street starts. We have a long pedestrian street.
They
It's called
explain this,
Strøget.
street.
Strøget. Try to say it. Strøget.
So wait.
From, like in Dutch, you have streken.
Oh, yeah. Straight.
But stroke means like a strip.
Oh,
And
yeah,
strøget
strip.
means the strip, but it's 1 kilometer, 1.5 kilometers. But that shopping is for later.
Oh yeah.
Shopping center, we have malls in the American way, but that's outside. They're closed this afternoon. Okay, shall we start?
Yes.
So we will have a stop in about 10-15 minutes already. Ik weet niet of de eerste lichten al naar links kan voor jou, anders nemen we de tweede. Yeah. On your right hand side, you have kind of the Efteling. You see?
Yeah.
On your right hand side is our Tivoli Gardens.
Okay.
And it's not, you can't compare it, you know the Efteling? Like the
Yes.
amusement park?
Yeah. In Holland.
So this is kind of like the Efteling, but not really. There is a difference, it's much older, it's from 1843. Yeah, so imagine ladies that you're sitting here in crinolines. Yeah. And you see there is a little lake on your right hand side. There is a lake. There are beautiful gardens. There are 10 gardeners that are taking care of the flowers. There is a Japanese garden as well.
That you have to pay.
You have to pay, you have to pay, unfortunately, around 15-16 euro.
Wow.
And if you want to go on the attractions, like you have here on your right hand side, you have to pay separately. Or you buy kind of a bracelet, and then you can go on the rides as much as you want. But it's not just an amusement park. In the evening there's music, there's live music, there is theatre. And Her Majesty the Queen, we don't have a king, we have a queen. Do you know her name?
No, Margaret.
Sylvia is in the next country. Yeah, Margaret, yeah,
Yes.
Margaret the
Margaret.
second. And she smokes a lot.
Oh, yeah?
Really, she smokes a lot of very heavy cigarettes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Margaret.
These cigarettes come from
queen of,
Greece. Specially made for her. Actually, they were forbidden in the country,
Talking about the
but they made an
queen of,
exemption for the
Denmark.
queen.
Her name is Margaret.
She's only the head of state. I will show you where her residence is, where she is in winter. Yeah, she's not in the city today. I had to tell you she was very sorry. She's on. She's traveling with Gebo tours. But she's incognito. You know, nobody knows. So now you have got a secret of state. Okay, so as you see, it's Saturday morning. There is not a lot of traffic yet, but people are waking up right now. Yeah. The thing is, you're not supposed to complain in this country. Yeah. You're not supposed to complain. So what they do is, in order to get rid of their frustrations, they drink a lot. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's why they are the happiest people on earth. but this year, Finland is number 1 and Denmark ranks number 2. But that's fine too. Sweden usually was in the top as well and is now number 10. Sweden. Yeah. No, I don't know precisely, but Denmark, Norway, Sweden are the Scandinavian countries. They have a lot in common. The languages are very similar. They are closer. The languages Danish, Norwegian, Swedish are closer to each other than Dutch and German. So when they talk very slowly, they can understand each other. Yeah. So it's like perhaps like Dutch and Frisian. You know, Frisian in Friesland. Yeah, it's something like that. If you know that some sounds are different, then you know. Yeah. In front of you, you have our town hall, and on your right-hand side, have a look in this street. At the end of the street, you have a parliament. Yeah. So you're in the middle of the city. There is just one big city in Copenhagen, 1.3 million inhabitants, and that's Copenhagen. Yeah, 1.3 million inhabitants, and Copenhagen in Danish is Copenhagen. Copenhagen, try to say it. Yeah, Købe. Yeah, Købe is by, like Copen in Dutch. Yeah. Havn means harbor, have. Yeah, Copenhagen. Yeah. Merchants Harbor, and it was founded after the Viking Age. There used to be Vikings, sea warriors, until the year 1000. That means they were not Christians until the year 1000. They still had kind of a culture of clashing and fighting. And you can see if you're interested, in this building on your right-hand side, we have the National Museum. There is a department dealing with the Viking Age. Yeah. And there's also a department dealing with Greenland, because Greenland is part of Denmark, like the Faroe Islands. They have a lot of they are quite autonomous. But as you may have heard, Mr. Trump wanted to buy Greenland from Denmark. Yeah. Anyway, the Danes keep it simple. If you say hello in Danish, it's just hi. Have a look on your right-hand side, you see.
Hi.
Yeah. If you say goodbye in Danish, you say it twice. Hi, hi.
Goodbye is hi,
okay?
time.
Yeah.
And hello.
On your right hand
hi.
side, you see there is a little, as you see, every Saturday, isn't this beautiful? Yeah.
Oh yeah, this.
Yeah, antique market.
Antique market.
And on your left hand side, you see the building going on. That is because we're going to have a new metro line. In 2 weeks it will open. You see the M here on your left hand side.
That one.
But further on your left, that's where the pedestrian street Strøget is. Have a look on your left. We're driving, but you see where you will see where the trees are on your left hand side. And you see we have some canal boats as well. A tour takes 1 hour. And it costs 11 euros. There are no toilets on board of the ship. But they are very close by. On your right hand side, this is our parliament. You see, we just seen it from the other side.
Parliament.
Yeah.
Building.
Yeah. So the Queen doesn't have power, as we have a government and a parliament, just like and a constitution, just like in the Netherlands. So they are heads of states, the queens and kings of Denmark. But the real power is is the government's. Yeah. In front of you, you have the old stock exchange. Have a look in front of you. You see where the bus is passing. The old stock exchange. That's where goods from where you come from, Asia, arrived in the 17th and 18th century. The building in front of you with the white flags.